You have like the draw is very special because you have like these kids that are drawing the numbers, and I
Oh,
think I'm not quite sure, but I think they're even singing the numbers. So I mean, it's really unique.
hello and welcome to another episode of the O Millionaire podcast. I'm your host, Maradona, and today we have a lottery expert with us with 30 years of experience in the industry. He's one of the only three lottery game designers in the world, Mr. Rav C. Martin, and he's the guy to go to if you have any questions regarding the world of lotteries. He is here with us to share insights on O Millionaire, the global green lottery in the world, and the green initiative behind it, Oasis Park. Welcome to this episode of the O Millionaire podcast, Mr. Raj.
Thank you, Maradona, and it's always a pleasure to be here and yeah, to listen to to listen to the concerns of our players and participants. And yeah, I like to share my knowledge. I have like 30 years of working in this industry, and that tells me how old I am already.
No, perfect. The question for today,
Yes.
people want to explore the global lottery landscape and how is it different around the world.
Interesting question because it seems like the lotteries around the world are always the same. But then obviously different lotteries have different aspects. And when you look closer, then you can explore these kind of different issues depending on the market, the country, uh, the mentality of the people, of course. So maybe one of the oldest lottery markets is obviously Europe.
Okay.
I mean, it started there like a few hundred years ago. I mean, it's like very old, like in Venice, Italy, for example, or in Belgium, we had like a big lottery starting there. So, I mean, this is one of the oldest markets, I would say, in the world. It's not the origin, but it's pretty much like the today's lotteries how we know it.
Hmm.
It started there. So um, yeah, let's look in Europe. I mean, in Europe we have like in each country, we most of the countries at least, we have like a national lottery, and then we have like this Euro Millions, which is like a lottery where different countries work together to have like this lottery, right? It's not that old actually, but the interesting part is like because a lot of people are now coming together, not just one single nation, but I mean different national nations actually, different countries. The jackpot can exceed 100 million and even more euros.
Hmm.
Euros we are talking, and that's and there is like a cap at I think 240 million euros.
Okay.
That means after that there is a rollover. So if the jackpot increases until 200 million, then the next draw nobody's winning. The 240 is going to the next price level.
Okay.
So even if you are not hitting, let's say, all the numbers, if you are second class winner, second prize winner, then you might participate from this rollover. It's called
Okay.
rollover, right? These lotteries always have like good causes in mind, you know, like education, supporting sports, or other
Do
really
all
good
of them have
things.
it, or like only some of them have?
Usually all of them have it. I mean, at least the national lotteries and the main lotteries. If you look at O Millionaire, for example, the good cause in this lottery is the environmental program called Oasis Park, where the idea is to plant trees in the desert to help fighting global warming by reducing the CO2 out of the air. Yeah, but this is the main issue today to have like the lotteries running. Um, then, if you are looking in markets like, for example, the US,
Yeah.
we have probably the most powerful lottery, the biggest lottery in the world, where we are talking about jackpots exceeding the billion
Wow. Super Bowl.
dollars. It's a Powerball,
Powerball.
yes. The jackpots are sometimes more than 1.6 billion.
Wow.
That means like 1,600,000,000, right? Dollars.
Hmm.
It's really interesting because, I mean, in America, they have like a very strong marketing. They put like a lot of money into the marketing, much more than it's happening in Europe, for example, compared to this. And again, it's like also the good causes, like that have it. But it's, I mean, if you think about let's say 1.6 billion, I mean, nobody can imagine what to do with this kind of money. Maybe there are like a few billionaires out there, like Bill Gates and Elon Musk. Maybe, I mean, they know what to do with the money, but even they don't have it cash. So um, maybe they do. I don't know. But what I say is like this market is very different, let's say, to Europe because of the marketing power they put into this.
Wow. We have also a question. Will there be one international global lottery in the world where the entire world can play one lottery
Yeah,
together?
most of the time, I mean, it's based on identities where a lottery belongs to a country, right? The German Lotto is a German lottery, and the Powerball, let's say, is like, for example, or the Mega Millions, another one, big one, is in the US. But yes, there are obviously lotteries. For example, Millionaire is one of them, where it's 100% digital. I mean, not 100% digital. What I mean is like you participate not by buying a physical ticket in a kiosk. You just use like your computer, your iPhone, or whatever to buy a ticket. This is possible from everywhere in the world, obviously.
Okay, so that also answers one of the questions. Can anyone purchase a O Millionaire green certificate from anywhere in the world?
Yes, they can.
Okay.
And let me go back to this global, idea, because I know that in China, for example, even so they invented the lotteries, let's say, but the lottery, what we know today, is very new to these people, to
Okay.
the Chinese. They started lotteries. They have like it's very based on social causes. So a welfare lottery, for example, the winnings are not as big as we are always talk about the millions, like the 100 million dirhams in, Millionaire, or if you double your price, you can even win 200 million. Um, but it's growing fast. I mean, it's really interesting how to see uh, the growth of this Chinese lottery in the Chinese market, of course. Um, and then we have like let's say another continent is like Africa.
Oh,
Uh, the African lottery is interesting because it's very traditional. I mean, they really like make it like very unique for my country or my tribe, let's say, or my people or my culture.
oh,
So it's a very cultural thing. And also they are used to use like like the mobile phones, for example, to play these kind of lotteries. I mean, it's not like you're using your credit card, you're using your payment system on the phone, for example. um, that's kind of a different approach, like where we are always like used to pay either cash. I mean, UK, you can go to any kiosk, like, and uh, US, you can go like to any gas station to buy a ticket. But they are using their phones as a payment system. And yeah, so South Africa is really advanced with having like the biggest lotteries in on the African continent. Um, and I think it's really interesting to see all this. And then we have like these special lotteries, for example. There's like in Spain, we have a lottery around Christmas.
Oh, only around Christmas.
Yes, it's amazing. I mean, it's amazing hype actually that's created. Um, it's more like a draw. So I mean, they're picking. You're buying a ticket number, right?
Okay.
And they split it. Uh, each ticket has like, I mean, at least like 10 smaller tickets, let's say. So,
Okay.
and then they sell it in the different regions, obviously. So when people are buying tickets, then you have like sometimes a whole village winning.
Oh.
And this is really interesting. This gives a really nice impact to the people and the communities, right? So we are the winners, and like we are competing
Oh.
to others. It's
That's
like
interesting.
with the we you have like the draw is very special because we have like these kids that are drawing the numbers, and I
Oh.
think I'm not quite sure, but I think they're even singing the numbers. So I mean, it's really unique.
Christmas theme.
So you see, I mean, it's really, I mean, each region and each lottery, even so it seems all the same.
Hmm.
I mean, the same thing is like you buy a ticket for small money and you have this big dream,
Mhm.
and eventually you are the one that is getting this dream fulfilled when you're winning the jackpot. But even so, I mean, you have like this a lot of differences in how to how these lotteries are created.
Great. Also, that brings me to another interesting question: is what lotteries do I not participate in, and how do I check if they are licensed or no in the world?
Obviously, there are like a very big industry in fake lotteries. Um, in Lotteries usually have like either a license from the government, um, or some authorities at least. Or Millionaire has a lottery license, for
And you can
example,
check it on the website.
and you can check it on the website. Yes,
Okay.
when it's too fancy, if it's when it's I would say like too colorful or whatever, like I mean, and it seems small, and they don't have a live draw, for example,
Yeah,
then
that's
it
what.
might be something like you don't want to participate. It's But you never know. I mean, it's there are new lotteries coming up, but a lot of people are just approaching you, play the lottery, and if it doesn't feel right, then
Hmm.
just leave it. I mean, the big ones, um, you will find like, for example, on Wikipedia.
Okay.
Even so, O Millionaire, for example, is listed in Wikipedia as one of the Middle East lotteries. Um, because we are based here, or we started here, let's say. And So the good cause, for example, I mean, it's something you can experience with us, even in our live show. I think you are announcing every week how many trees we've already planted,
Yeah.
and we have reports about our good cause.
Yeah. And as of last week, we've planted around 63,500 trees.
Wow, see. So it's something, yeah, where people should be not wasting the money, and but at the end, uh, the reward for this little investment is always big in lotteries,
Hmm.
and it's not addicting because I mean it's not like gambling, as I always say.
Interesting.
So in South America or Latin America, for example, I mean the lotteries are really common because it's coming out of the gambling idea. So I
Okay.
mean they love to gamble actually. So in we have like these big draws again, um, and very traditional. And I would say like in these countries it's already, or it is a family tradition to play the lottery, especially when it comes like end of the year lotteries and stuff like that, where uh, they have like really high jackpots in Brazil, for example,
Okay.
one of the famous ones, when it comes to these areas, right? So yeah, as you can see, like each part of the world has like a different lotteries course, and doing these kind of things. I love the variety of these lotteries. Like I mean, what's going on, and obviously you have like things like 7 out of 77 or 5 out of 40 or 35, and you have like a Powerball, you have like extra balls. All these systems are different too.
Perfect. Well, there you have it. These are the pointers of exploring global lotteries around the world. You've also heard why O Millionaire stands out on its own. It's one of the first global green draws with a green initiative called Oasis Park.
Lottery permit, maybe.
We also have a lottery permit, so you know where you're participating and where your money is going. Thank you so much for answering these questions and sharing your insights on this beautiful topic. Join us again for another episode of the O Millionaire podcast. Thank you, Mr. Ralph.
Thank you, Maradona, and the good cause you just mentioned. I mean, it's always necessary to repeat it because I mean, as far as I understand, it's the O Millionaire is the only green lottery engaging in this tree planting and global warming initiatives. So it's wonderful idea, you know, like to have like this lottery, this global lottery. Supporting this initiative. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And again, you can't win.
If you don't play.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Marathon.